Radical.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Every now and then I like to look back on one of my uploads, and sometimes I just get a really interesting comment on one of my previous uploads, and that makes me listen to it again. And I will say, my upload called My Thoughts on ReviewTechUSA criticizing people versus Preds on how they expose the ex-PlayStation VP upload was really not that good. It really was not, you know? So maybe I was just tired or something during that upload. That could have been a whole lot better. Could have been a whole lot better. A lot of you liked it though, so I'm not sure. Okay, so the reason I want to look back on this upload is because I actually had a comment from, believe it or not people versus Preds, but the person that does their music. This is a long comment. I will share this comment with you all, and then we'll discuss. And Koopa High, you might be actually a future comment medalist actually for this long, interesting comment. You wouldn't know it, though, because I'm very behind on comment of the week. And if you are part of that, I'll just reference it. That's what we do sometimes, because I'm going to give you a long response probably on this. Koopa High, again, person who does music for the channel People vs. Preds, says, I do all the music for the People vs. Preds channel, but for all of you people who sing that they're vigilantes and they're not being brought to justice because the police don't prosecute them, that's BS. Have you seen how hard EDP has it now? Even when he's in his home, he's constantly looking out his window blinds when he's outside his home, the Sony PlayStation exec. He's always looking over his shoulder 24/7. He's being trolled and made fun of by many popular new memes are popping up on the internet on a daily basis. He knows there's even a chance for extreme bodily injury and possibly even death. Everyone who ever knew him before this happened now distance themselves and disassociate any connection between them. I'm sure his family members are embarrassed and ashamed of him and possibly want to assault him. He can't get a regular job, and if he does, the employer and or company is going to be known for employing potential molesters. All the work he's done and people who ever looked up to him is now tarnished and destroyed. And if he doesn't have kids, nobody's going to want to have kids with him, or they know that their kid will suffer a lot of harassment and embarrassment, and it will be his way for the rest of his entire life, even from beyond the grave. Long after he's dead and gone, when you Google his name, guess what's going to show up? Yep, EDP has it really bad even though he didn't go to jail. This is far worse than any jail can possibly do to him. That's part of the comment here, and you go further into how molesters get in trouble with the cops, but sometimes they get a slap on the wrist. Sometimes their face isn't even shown and stuff of that nature and whatnot. So this is a really interesting comment because you're making the argument. Some people make the argument that, things should be done the certain way. You should get the authorities involved. I think Rich criticized the way that this channel went about that. He wasn't really big with all the yelling. What did I put for my description here? Rich doesn't really like the yelling at predators. What, should there be a civil Tea Party interview? So I kind of went at Rich a little bit for that because I'm like, okay. I mean, really? Like, I think People versus Preds. And hey, you know what? I get it. I get it. All of us, any outlet, any YouTube channel are open to criticism. So that's all good and fair and whatnot. But you got to understand, they did a really good thing. A very good thing. They literally exposed a predator. And this predator happened to actually be working with Sony, an exec at Sony. And it was a big gaming news story because, these channels, they picked it up because there was the link to gaming. If this was a person that worked at Bed Bath & Beyond, do you think Rich would be covering it? So let's kind of look at it there. It's technically a gaming news story. It was a gaming news story because he worked at Sony. Even had the Sony PlayStation 5 t-shirt on when he got caught exposed and whatnot. But the meat of your comment basically pushes back against the idea that, hey, it's all about if they are prosecuted by the police. let me tell you, like, from what you describe, that sounds much more fitting for an actual predator to get that, to actually be exposed. And for the goodness of the neighborhood that this person lives in. I mean, let's say you have kids. Like, I don't have kids. So from a different perspective, I would see things probably from definitely a different perspective if I have children. Like, if I lived in that neighborhood near that guy, I would say thank you to People versus Preds for making people aware that there is a predator right there. So, yeah. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Again, a very interesting comment, Koopa High. And I listened to some of your music, some of your tracks on your channel. It's really interesting stuff. Like, maybe honestly, like, not my cup of tea. But, you know, you're very skilled at making the music. And from what I read here, you might want to become a regular on the channel. You know, you might get some gold medals in your future. Koopa High.